Hey everyone! Absolute Batman number 3 just dropped, and we have more developments in this insane, breathtaking story. There's the Batmobile in action, Alfred and Batman teaming up on a plan, and Absolute Arkham Asylum has been revealed. Join me in this video so you don't miss any details. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Absolute Batman is getting more intense, and the challenges are only getting tougher. Even though this video contains spoilers, I still recommend reading the issue to form your own conclusions and drop your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any DC comic news, the new DCU, and much more. Thanks a lot, and let's get right into the video. Picking up from the last issue, young Bruce is chasing Selina across the rooftops of Gotham in a very dangerous manner. Selina grabbed Bruce's medal in the previous issue, and now he wants it back. The real reason Selina is doing all this is to help the kid, who is currently mourning his father, Thomas. The girl balances easily on the wires between the buildings and tells the young Wayne that the secret is to have cat-like reflexes and not look down. Bruce even tries to balance himself, but poor guy ends up falling and is quickly saved by his friend. The story then cuts back even further into the past. After Bruce was attacked by bats at the zoo, he was rescued by Gordon, and we see the former commissioner rushing to take the boy to the hospital. Back in the present, Alfred, who in this version is a special agent, says he hates Batman for how much he loves calling attention to himself, while he, as an agent, always operates quietly. Batman tells Alfred that he has 30 seconds to pass on the information he promised, since in the last issue, Alfred mentioned that they could help each other through some kind of partnership, and to convince Batman, Pennyworth said he had info on the party animals. The gang is chasing the Batmobile, and Alfred tells Batman that rumors point to someone called Black Mask, who controls a group of paramilitaries hired by the world's most powerful people. Pennyworth also mentions that Roman Sionis is likely the leader behind this organization. As Alfred shares the information with Batman, Black Mask's gang relentlessly pursues the Batmobile, even using a bazooka to try to stop it, but Batman easily dodges. Alfred insists they need to get out of the Batmobile or they'll be killed. Batman feels insulted and activates a button that makes the Batmobile shake and change its structure to become faster and more like a race car. This Batmobile is amazing. Those gigantic wheels remind me a bit of the Batmobile from the comic Batman the Cult, which also had enormous wheels. Seeing the Batmobile transform, Alfred says he now loves Batman. This scene is pretty funny because just a moment ago, he said he hated him. Anyway, the Batmobile continues to take shots from the gang. Batman tells Alfred he has 20 seconds to finish sharing the information. Alfred responds that he can help the Bat, then steps into an equipped booth and starts shooting mini electrified batarangs at the gang, meaning no lethal weapons in this Batmobile. Right off the bat, I want to highlight how cool this new Batmobile is. The whole transformation moment to make the car faster, along with those massive wheels, is just awesome. Also, the booth where Alfred jumped in to fire the mini batarangs reminds me of something from Star Wars. It's like something you'd see in the Millennium Falcon. The duo manages to outsmart the gang with these non-lethal attacks. Alfred then suggests Batman find Sionis, as the villain had previously attempted to buy Batman's loyalty. If the Bat found the villain, Black Mask would be caught off guard. Proposing a deal to Sionis would allow the villain to reduce his attacks on the city. Batman then fires this massive wrecking ball at one of the party animals' cars. Pennyworth believes Black Mask is almost done dealing with matters in the city, meaning that this agreement would make Batman the true hero who drove Black Mask out of town through diplomacy. Batman doesn't like the idea, as he doesn't want Black Mask to get away, but Alfred says the plan involves him and his contacts eventually capturing Black Mask after he leaves the city, so everyone wins. Apparently, Batman agrees to the plan and even gives up on trying to kick Alfred out of the Batmobile, but the chase continues. The Batmobile finds itself trapped with no way out, and the police catch up to them, cornering the dynamic duo. Batman then asks Alfred to pull a lever in the booth he's in, ejecting him from the Batmobile, launching him into the air until he splashes down into the water. Right after that, we're once again surprised. Check this out. The Batmobile closes up, sinks into the water, and keeps on running at the bottom of the sea until Batman escapes through a pipe. Guys, this Batmobile is seriously badass. The story then shifts back to the flashback with Bruce and Selina on the rooftops of Gotham. Selina tells Bruce that she doesn't like being an orphan, and this is the 4th time she's run away from a foster family. The girl then takes Bruce to a place where she looks after a bunch of cats, while young Wayne suggests that his mother adopt her, but Selina cuts him off, saying there's something she wants to show him. The two end up going through a door that leads to a movie theater playing Zorro. Bruce asks what Selina's point is, and then the comic cuts back to the present. Bruce goes to his friend Edward Nygma, who, just to clarify, is Wayne's childhood friend in this universe, not the villain Riddler we know. In the last issue, Bruce left behind the helmet of one of the party animals for Eddie to analyze. Eddie ended up building an AI robot to analyze the mask, and believe it or not, he's thinking of calling the robot Riddleman, but for now, he calls it L. The AI tells Bruce that this mask has 3 functions. The first is to hide the user's identity, the second is to connect them to a black market transaction network called Black Coin, and the third is to provide information about objectives and targets. Around the world, thousands are using these masks, and even when Bruce asks Al if there's a way to bring down this network, Al says it would be impossible for one person, as it's protected by a satellite. Edward suggests Bruce destroy the mask and forget all about it since it's way too dangerous, but their conversation is interrupted when Bruce gets a call from his public prosecutor friend, Harvey Dent. Harvey investigated a company for Bruce, at his request, which had a fund called Arkham, and this fund was building several private prisons around the world, and something sketchy is going on at those places. The investors are pharmaceutical companies, biotech firms, and genetics companies. These aren't conventional prisons being built. Meanwhile, on Black Mask's yacht, former Mayor Hill, who's running for mayor again, meets with Police Commissioner Harvey Bullock, and the two are introduced to the villain. Roman Siones intends to buy Harvey's loyalty, as Batman is annoying him with his interference. While this is happening, the villain demonstrates his hand-to-hand combat skills against a professional fighter and claims to Harvey that he is a professional pacifist since his gang is growing, and his intention is to help Gotham. So the commissioner has to choose between him and Batman. Siones then offers his arsenal and claims he wants to avoid a war. While he says all this to Harvey, he murders his opponent, and here once again, we see how menacing this version of Black Mask is. He has great dialogue, conveys a sense of threat, and is imposing. We're genuinely looking at a villain who's being well developed. As for Bullock, it's clear he's suffering a dilemma as he's a good cop who wants to follow in Gordon's footsteps and support him, but at the same time, he wants to arrest Batman. To make matters worse, he ends up in a situation where he has no choice but to strike a deal with Black Mask. After that, Bruce investigates the private prisons Harvey told him about before, while Gordon watches from a distance and narrates that these prisons are referred to as Arks, with several spread across the globe, like Ark A in Santa Prisca, the first reference to Bane in Absolute Batman, Ark B in Russia, Ark C in China, but the biggest of them all is Arkham in Gotham City. So here we've discovered that Arkham exists in Absolute Batman. Although in the normal universe, most people consider Arkham a place for insane criminals, it's still an asylum, whereas in Absolute Batman, it appears to be a genuine prison. The story returns to the flashback of Bruce and Selina. Wayne tries to leave the cinema, but Selina stops him and shares the story of the lion at the zoo that her father told during their outing, about how the lion ended up there and felt so comfortable in that cage that it wouldn't attack people. Selina's goal was to take Bruce to the movies to watch Zorro and for him to feel comfortable there is a way to help him cope with his grief. Bruce was about to leave, but his other friends arrive and sit with him as they eat popcorn, candy, and drink soda. In the back of the theater, Martha looks at Bruce happily, seeing his friends by his side, and Bruce is smiling with them. Back in the present, Martha is surprised to see Bruce at her house early in the morning. Bruce tells his mom that with everything going on in the city, it would be better for her to lay low regarding Gordon's candidacy, but she surprises him by showing that she took it a step further. Martha entered the race as Gordon's vice mayor. Bruce gets upset and tries to convince her to back down, as she'll be putting a target on herself by doing this, but Martha insists she needs to try to help Gotham. She kisses her son and leaves. Meanwhile, in narration, Alfred tells Bruce that you can't protect those you love. The only way to protect them is to accept that. While saying this, Alfred watches Julia, his daughter, at a school with her young students. After that, mayoral candidate Hill and Black Mask set their plans in motion, more attacks from Black Mask's gang unfold in the city, and Batman doesn't show up. Hill publicly criticizes Gordon's management and claims that he and the police will take back control of Gotham, and also mentions that the next day would be the anniversary of the attack at the zoo. Since that day, a large light is lit in the city on those anniversaries, but this time, he wants to propose that the light not be lit in memory of the victims who lost their lives that day. The story cuts to Bruce, who is inside the Bat House at the zoo. The Dark Knight is communicating with Black Mask through the gang's mass communication system. The villain offers money and tells Batman to imagine what a good Batman would do with the cash. Batman doesn't want to hear the whole proposal and accepts the offer, concluding this issue. Guys, Absolute Batman is still going strong. I'm really enjoying this universe created by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta. The action scenes involving the Batmobile chase were fantastic, and there were great dialogues too. Regarding our protagonist's development, I'm really liking how the various layers are being added to Bruce with each issue. The flashback with Selina and the moment when the kids embraced Bruce, bringing out his smile, is beautiful. Even the conversation Bruce had with his mother in the kitchen was really good. In my opinion, this comic book is interesting on all fronts. The art is stunning, the writing is engaging, and the characters, so far, haven't felt out of place or unnecessary. Everyone has their importance and goals within this story. Now that we're at issue 3, we can better see the landscape of what's happening in Gotham. In summary, Black Mask, who is part of the global crime organization led by the wealthiest men in the world, leads the gang that attacks Gotham, and he just teamed up with the police. Former Mayor Hill is also in on it. Hill wants to return to the mayor's office and is using his campaign to end the Party Animals gang, as he will support the police to take down and arrest the whole gang, but of course, it's all a facade. In the middle of this, we have Batman, and the police will hunt him down. Additionally, there are also issues surrounding private prisons around the world. So see how everything is interconnected and how difficult it will be for Batman to face it all. He's starting to realize that no matter how much he attacks this organization, they are still larger than him. Batman striking a deal with Black Mask actually shows that he listened to Alfred's plan and is now working with him since they both win by collaborating. So thinking it over, there are several political and social issues being addressed in this comic, and so far, the creative duo Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta are more than handling it and delivering great work. Issue 4 of Absolute Batman will delve into the origin of this Dark Knight, so we will probably see a bit about his training to become the Caped Crusader. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Have you read Absolute Batman number 3? Are you enjoying everything that's happening with this new Batman? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that sphere, and subscribe to our channel. I'm preparing more videos around this Absolute DC universe, and to ensure you don't miss a thing, you need to be subscribed and have the bell turned on. This is the best place for you to stay informed about everything DC. Be sure to watch everything that happened in the previous issues of Absolute Batman. We have videos covering them in full. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.